Guys, we got a banger fight that's just been announced. We got two fan favorites. JDM versus Carlos Prates is going down. This is the right matchup right here. I'm here to talk about the UFC's biggest fights that are on their schedule right now. Because it's been lackluster, man. We just had to get through UFC Mexico. That was tough. Thank God I was watching this, though. Armin versus Giorgio. But anyway, we got to talk about this main event for UFC Perth, May 2nd. It doesn't get better than this. JDM's not going to get held down by Islam Makhachev in half guard for 5 rounds? Are you fucking kidding me? Carlos Prates isn't going to get outpointed by Ian Gary? Ian Gary actually did pretty good rewatching that fight. But either way, no one knows what the fuck's going to happen in this fight. But I can guarantee that someone is going to get knocked out or completely have their face rearranged. That's how violent these fighters are. To me, I know there's no belt on the line, but this is a BMF fight. What's a BMF fight really? We got Max versus Charles. We had Nate versus Masvidal. We had Gaethje versus Poirier. BMF title fights are fan favorite fighters fighting each other. And that's the truth. Now, is JDM a fucking household name? No, he's not. Because he fights on Australian cards. Can you blame the guy? And he got held down and humped by Islam. But Carlos Prates, he's a big name from the fighting nerds. He's the most popular fighting nerd. Everyone who knows Jack is just as exciting. Now, we get this. It's a barn burner. I can't wait. I hope the rest of the card lives up to the main event. I hope the rest of the card doesn't absolutely stink because it's in Australia. Man, I was clenching my fists when I said that because when we're in Canada, when we're in Mexico, or when we're in Australia, the card is shit. Alright? But let's get to the prediction side. Let's assume it's a good undercard as well, okay? My prediction, though. Let's break it down. Alright, this is exciting. This is a who the fuck knows fight. We got 2 strikers, but Carlos Prates has that one punch of death. He's got that sniper power. He stands Muay Thai, but he's real mobile on his feet. He's got good footwork. Just like Jack. I would say Prates is a little bit rangier. Definitely more torque on his punches. Like when Prates knocks someone out, I'm like, how the fuck? How the fuck did this guy generate that much power? Seriously. And he's rangy as hell, right? He's got that weird alien physique. But how does he land punches from as far as he does? Even though he's rangy, and you could tell by his limbs, it's like, how did he land that punch from halfway across the cage? This guy's hurt everybody he's been in there with. Knocked out Jeff Neal and Leon Edwards back to back. Knocked out Lee, the Asian fighter. He knocked out, what's his name? Neil Magny, right? He slumped Neil Magny. Look, this Prates guy, he's going to smoke a cigarette after all his knockouts. His only blemish was against Ian Gary. And he still hurt Ian Gary in round 5. But Ian Gary's good. He's probably getting the next title fight. Jack, look, I don't know if he's done as much impressive shit as Prates, but he did knock out Gilbert Burns. Is that win aging well? Not really, because we all know Gilbert Burns is at the end of his career. He's done. I don't know why he's headlining an Apex card soon. But what else does Jack have on his resume? A win against Kelvin Holland? Is that aging too well? Not really, considering it was a split decision victory. So, Jack's exciting. But he hasn't done what Prates has done. But at the same time, JDM became a champion. You could also say Prates hasn't done what Jack's done. Now, a lot of people forget Jack got that fight only because someone pulled out of the welterweight title fight. I think they did a switcheroo. I think Jack was supposed to fight Leon Edwards in England. I think he was supposed to fight Leon Edwards in England because he was out for a while after that Gilbert Burns fight. But then they matched Sean Brady with Leon Edwards instead. And they put Jack in the title fight. But anyway, congrats to Jack. He beat up Bilal pretty good. That was one of the best scraps of the last year. He's got knees. What does he have that Prates doesn't, though? I would say his combinations. He has longer combinations. Meaning he goes 4 to 6 punch combos. I would say he rips to the body more. I would definitely say that. He might be the better boxer. He doesn't have more power, but that doesn't mean he's not the better boxer. Yo, I could talk about this all day, but I think I'm going with Carlos Prates. I mean, think about it. That sniper energy, that sniper power. Not to mention the elbows. I think he's got a wide arsenal of attacks that can hurt Jack, but Jack can also hurt him and box him up. I mean, look what Jack did to Bilal, but Prates ain't going to be shooting takedowns. Jack's not going to be shooting takedowns. That's what we all love. So this is a good striker scrap right here. Who the fuck knows? But if I had to pick, I'm leaning towards Prates. Now, I just can't picture him knocking out Jack. That's the thing. But every time Prates wins is by knockout. So I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to act like I know if it's going to be a KO or a decision. It's so hard to imagine Jack getting knocked out, but it's so hard for me to imagine Prates winning a decision. He always wins by KO. Yo, this is one of them fights. Let's just say that. If you know, you know. This is one of them fights. I don't think anyone's talked about this. And the fact that it's so hard to pick a winner is why I love this fight. Speaking of an exciting striker, speaking of an exciting matchup, guys, Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg. I know they announced this a few hours before they announced why do I keep saying Ian Gary? JDM versus Prates. But look, this is still breaking news. Jiri Prochazka, the forward fighter, is going to fight Carlos Ulberg, the guy who's good at fighting on the back foot. Alright, the guy who's more technical. The guy who's probably the safer bet on paper. But the wild man, the samurai himself, Jiri Prochazka, the only person who could beat him is Alex Pereira. What a fucking matchup. What a card. Guys, we're going to dive into this whole fight card. I'm not even joking. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This is madness, especially from the very beginning to the very end. But Jiri versus Ulberg, I'm worried for Jiri. I'm rooting for Jiri. To me, this is a pick'em. To me, this really is a pick'em. We're going to get into the 327 card, but real quick, I want to say, this means Alex Pereira's moving up. But I really want him to fight Tom. Because Cyril Gane's failed to win the belt 5 different times. He's failed. He's never been a champion. So if you beat Cyril Gane, that doesn't make you a champion unless you're defending it against him. Let's get straight into the card. What a title fight, though. No one's mad at this because Jiri's beat everybody except Pereira. And Ulberg has never had a title fight. He's never failed 5 times at getting a title like Cyril Gane. Oh my God. Starting with the main event. Jiri Prochazka versus Carlos Ulberg. We got 2 title fights. We got Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. Not mad at it. Since it's not in Japan, this is UFC Miami, which I love. They always throw banger cards for Miami. I probably would have gave it to Manel Cap. Manel Cap's waiting. But hey, Tatsuro Taira, he did his thing. He dominated Brandon Moreno. Hey, that win's not aging well either, but hey, he was the first guy to really dominate Moreno like that. So, what a title fight. Joshua Van, he has the belt. We're still waiting on that Pantoja rematch. Even though he didn't win in the typical way that we wanted to see. He won by injury. Sucks to see. He is the champ. He is the biggest star at flyweight. He does create the most buzz. He does have some swag about him. He is a BMF type fighter. I call him mini Max Holloway, but he packs more power for his size. 2 title fights, and none of them are in the female division. None of them are from the female division. You gotta love it. A card where Shevchenko doesn't stink up the co-main event. Perfect. Featured fight. Curtis Blaydes versus Josh Hokett. I swear to God, Paramount, if you take that mic and you cut that promo, that mic, if you cut the fucking Josh Hokett promo that he's going to cut after he wins, after cutting off Sean Strickland, we're going to have to revolt and we're going to have to get rid of our Paramount memberships. But I hope the UFC lets him have free speech, and I hope they let him conduct his interview after he beats up Curtis Blaydes. I think Josh Hokett's going to beat up Curtis Blaydes. Before that, Beneil Dariush versus Manuel Torres. Manuel Torres. I believe he's an orthodox fighter. But man, he's got a powerful cross. He's knocking out everyone in his way except Bahamadez for some reason. He couldn't get past the range of Bahamadez. Manuel Torres is legit. Beneil Dariush used to be the shit. But now he just falls down from one hit. So that's a great fight. That's a great fight. They're building up Manuel Torres. Maybe we can get him to beat up Yair. Wait. This is lightweight. Yeah. Okay. He's not in Yair's division. Anyway, UFC needs a Mexican fighter in the rankings. So Manuel Torres, he's the guy to do the job. Okay. Dominic Reyes versus Johnny Walker. Is Dominic Reyes better? Like, is he less gumpy? Yeah, but listen, here's the thing about this fight, guys. We can potentially see a double KO. This might be the first double knockout in UFC history. You heard it here first. I swear, I just got a feeling. That was the main card. Wait till you hear the prelims. Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa at light heavyweight. Paulo Costa's moving up to light heavyweight. Great move in my opinion. Great move. He's nowhere close to a middleweight title fight. Move up to light heavyweight. Robert Whittaker's doing the same thing. Okay. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. 2 Bellator bums. Screw Aaron Pico, man. Why does the UFC love those boring ass company men? Why does he get such a push? Lerone Murphy knocked him out, got no reward from it. Okay. I guarantee if Aaron Pico beats Pitbull, they're going to be talking title fight. And we got to tell him to shut the front door and zip it. Get out of here with that type of talk. 2 Bellator bums fighting each other? I don't get it. This is really what they got to do to not embarrass Aaron Pico? They must not have confidence in him. They want him to win, but wow, they're matching him up against Pitbull? I hope Pitbull wins. That'd be hilarious. Because Aaron Pico's boring as fuck. So is Pitbull. I want a double KO in this fight. Mateusz Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovics. Abivan, I can't even talk. Esteban's good. Mateusz Gamrot, he just lost to Charles. I'm probably going Ribovics. But I'm glad Gamrot's on the card. He's going to spam takedowns, but other than that, what can he do? I think Arman won that fight, by the way. I'm surprised he did very good against Arman. But I'm going Esteban Ribovics. Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr. That's going to be fight of the night. What a fucking war. This fucking crowd is going to go nuts. This crowd better be there from the get-go. They better be there from the very first prelim. 4 fights into the prelims, we got Kevin Holland versus Randy Brown. Imagine that. Wow. Now that's a scrap. That's a scrap. Randy Brown, he swings for the fences. Kevin Holland, he's not boring. But he does lose quickly, but I think this is a good style fight. Because he only loses quickly against, like, the serious contenders. The Rainer de Ritters, right? The Hamzats. He loses quickly, but he also has weird, crazy wins, like against Fluffy. Mikhail Leishnuk. He's got good welterweight wins. He beat this guy right here, Vicente Luque. This is going to be a scrap. This is going to be a scrap. Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. I'm liking this how there's not a lot of mismatches on this card. Meaning, there's no typical how they do with the 20-year-old fighting the 60-year-old. I hate that shit. We have more evenly close-aged matchups. I like that. That's how it should be done. I'm not seeing all these one-sided fights. So, the matchmakers did this. They did their thing on this card. Maybe they've been listening to me. Hunter, you been listening? Kelvin Gastelum versus Vicente Luque. 2 unks. I'm here for it. They've both been in some wars. They've both been in some wars. Okay? Did I say that right? War? Yeah. Kelvin Gastelum was in a war with Izzy Adesanya. And Vicente Luque was in wars with Mike Perry. He had a crazy fight against T Wood. Vicente Luque, he used to throw down. And it wasn't until that Joaquin Buckley fight where he really started looking old. It wasn't until that Joaquin Buckley fight. But he's got some real career highlights. He was really fun to watch. I think I'm going Kelvin Gastelum in that one. I think Kelvin Gastelum's got the speed and the chin. Tatiana Suarez versus Lupe Godinez. Having a women's fight straight away, smart move. Let's get it out the way as quick as possible. I love it. I love it. And to open the card, Christopher Alvarez versus Francisco Prado. I know Francisco Prado. He's the short guy with the big melon head. Who's Christopher Alvarez? I must be a casual, man. Either way, I know everyone on this card except like one fighter. The prelims are the most stacked I've seen in forever. The main card's not bad at all. 2 title fights. None of them are female title fights. Josh Hokett, Manuel Torres. The only thing I would change is Reyes versus Walker is a prelim fight as far as name value, but it's going to be fun. I think it could kick off the card with the right energy, with a double knockout to start the main card. All right, and while I'm at it, if you guys didn't see this, yo, book Armin versus Ilya Topuria. He just beat the Take Me Down for $1,000 guy. I was watching RAF. If you know, just watch anyway. It's so entertaining. I watched this already 10 times. Armin beat this guy in wrestling. He took him down. The ref screwed him over. Only gave him 1 point for a takedown. It should be 6-3. This Giorgio guy was slapping Armin in the face. Palm strikes. So Armin started slapping him back. And at the end of the match, Armin got him for good. Look at Armin stuff his takedown. Giorgio didn't even get 1 takedown. Here's the end of the match. Here it is. Hold up one more time. Armin stuffs the takedown, shoves him down, and goes, bitch. If you think he's too dangerous and he shouldn't get a title fight because of his behavior, you're a pussy. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. If someone was acting violent and fucking chaotic just around, anytime you've seen somebody and they were acting chaotic, you would be like, why don't you just join the UFC, bro? He's a fighter. Pushes him down. Boom! Ground and pound, bitch.
And it has all broken loose as they are going to get these things sorted out here, folks.
This shit is crazy. They're holding down Armin. They're holding down Giorgio. This guy in the green is running around. Oh my god. This isn't a Wrath video, but hey. Anyway. That was fun to talk about. Book Armin versus Ilya. It looks like the matchmaking is getting back on track. JDM versus Prates. Love it. Jiri versus Ulberg. Love it. I thought they were going to let that fucking Hamzat move up weight classes. I don't think so, buddy. You stay at middleweight, okay? Great card. We need more cards like this. It's that easy to stack the prelims, huh? We need to do this all the time. We need to do this all the time. All right. By the way, yeah, I already said this, but this means Alex Pereira is going to get a heavyweight title fight. Let me know in the comments who you think it's going to be. And let me know in the comments who it should be against. It should be against Aspinall. But that's another story. I'll catch you guys next time. Hit like, hit subscribe. Peace.